Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I wanted to share with you some of my favorite things that have helped with dry, damaged hair. I definitely feel like my hair is in a lot better place than it was, but I still have bleach damage on the ends of my hair because it's just going to take a really long time to grow all of that out from when I had my balayage. So there are some things that I feel like help with that, and I have one main thing I want to share with you guys that I don't feel like is talked about enough. So before we get into this, I would love if you would consider subscribing and also give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. That really helps me out. And let's just get into it. So I have some products here that I want to share. I definitely think that, especially for bleach damage, most people tend to talk about Olaplex, or what's that other brand that's kind of yellowy, and I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of people swear by it and say that it's better than Olaplex. I think it is like a bonding oil or treatment, which is kind of the same concept, that is really supposed to repair and help with damage. And I definitely think that's a great thing to add into your routine if you have bleach damage. And I did use Olaplex for a while back when I had my balayage, but it's not something that I've kept up with because I do feel like I found other things that really help. And then I also just feel like my hair has come a long way. But besides that type of treatment, I wanted to share some other things with you guys that I feel like are great, whether you have bleach damage or heat damage, or maybe you've just been using really harsh products on your hair for a long time, and especially if you have dry hair. I feel like this really helps me. So I know a lot of people talk about masks, and I do have a couple masks here to share with you guys, a few favorites, because I think that is a really great thing to have in your routine, just doing regular masking. But I feel like it is the main thing that's talked about, and something that isn't talked about as much that I feel like almost gives even better results is oiling your hair. So I know that some people are skeptical of this because they're afraid it's going to make their hair greasy or weigh it down. But if you do it correctly, it is actually really great for all hair types. So I want to talk about the scalp treatment. This is in an oil form though, and you can use it all throughout your hair. I talked about this in my hair growth video. I also talked about this in a few other videos in the last 6 months or so. But this is the Innate Life Rosemary Scalp Treatment, a pure oil, which I personally really prefer to the paste that they had before. I think this is a much better format, I guess you could say, because it's really easy to use and you can put it on your scalp or, like I said, throughout the ends of your hair. And I have mainly been using this as a scalp treatment, which is really great for hair growth. Rosemary is phenomenal for hair growth, and this one is a little bit pricey than a few of the other ones out there, but I 100% think it's worth it because it is such high quality and all organic, really good quality oils, like I said. And there's a lot of different things in here. It's not just rosemary oil. So I use this on its own for hair growth on my wash days as a scalp treatment. But I think a really great way to actually repair the lengths of your hair is also to use this mixed in with another carrier oil that is more affordable, because if you use this all over the lengths of your hair, not only would it be very, very concentrated, but also just expensive because you would use so much of this. So I recommend mixing it with a castor oil. I know there are other oils that people really like as well. I haven't tried other oils. I know that castor oil is really good for your hair if you use it correctly. I think mixing it with something like this that is a little bit thinner kind of does lighten it up a bit, but then also combining this with the castor oil is going to be a lot more affordable. I do think it would be a good option to find another lightweight oil to also mix in here and do a little cocktail. I personally haven't tried that because I don't really have any other carrier oils, but I think that would be really great to kind of thin it out a little bit more because it is quite a thick mixture, because castor oil is really intense. But I'm telling you guys, doing a treatment in your hair for a few hours on your wash day or even the night before. I haven't tried doing it overnight because I don't really have the right thing to wear on my head overnight. And also that would be a long time to have an oil in your hair, but I don't think it would do any damage. I think it would be great probably for the health of your hair. But you can totally just do this on your wash days for a few hours, put your hair back in a slick bun, and just apply this everywhere. And I feel like it makes such a huge difference. I highly recommend doing that for your hair. Another oil that would be great to add in with these two would be like coconut oil, almond oil, or probably something like apricot seed oil. I think all of those would be good options for thinner oils that would kind of break the castor oil down a bit more and make it a little bit easier to spread and not so intense on your hair. So this is like my biggest recommendation. And then I do want to share, because I know that some people have a hard time figuring out how to get all of that product out of your hair then on your wash days. And I want to talk about this because I think it's really great thing to use before you go in with shampoo, and it also works really well if you have dry, flaky scalp, which I know a lot of people deal with, and I personally have been a little bit more lately, which is so odd because I never used to have that. But in the last few months, my scalp has been a little bit flaky and kind of just irritated almost. So this is helping me a lot. And also, like I said, it's great to use after the oils to kind of break all of that product down. This is the Rizos Curls Apple Cider Vinegar Scalp and Hair Rinse. So this is not a traditional like ACV rinse where it's watery, which I personally really like. It's almost like a gel type formula, and then it lathers up really nicely. So it's almost like a pre-shampoo because you're really cleansing your hair, and it really helps to like get any buildup off the scalp, and then also just throughout the lengths of your hair without stripping it. And I love to pair it with a scalp brush, which is also really great if you have flaky, dry scalp. This is actually my #1 recommendation if you have dry, flaky scalp. It feels incredible. It's like a scalp massage. And I also use this with my shampoo if I'm not using this type of a product, because it's just incredible regardless. But I like to pair these together. It's a great little combo. But yeah, I haven't had it for that long, but I have used it quite a bit since I've had it, and it's definitely a game changer for me. So this is probably my current favorite scalp treatment as far as like detoxing, cleansing treatments go, because it does lather up so nicely and has the benefits of the ACV in there, but it isn't a traditional, liquidy apple cider vinegar rinse, and it doesn't burn my scalp or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about that. But it does say that there is organic apple cider vinegar, lemon oil, and black tea kombucha in there, so really good ingredients. Like I said, I go in with this before shampooing when I do the oil treatments. I do think that you could almost use this as a cleansing product, like shampoo on its own, if you don't have that oil in your hair and you just want a quick cleanser. This would be actually really great because it does clean your hair really well. You don't really need the shampoo if you're not trying to get rid of excess like oil or something. But the last thing I want to talk about is a few masks, because I do feel like masks are a really great tool to use. And the two that I have here to show you guys are more focused on moisture, but I also do recommend a protein mask if that's something you're looking for in your hair. I'm not going to get into a bunch of protein talk in this video because I feel like it's so much information, but my favorite protein mask is the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Yogurt Protein Power Treatment. It's pretty affordable. It's my favorite mask at the drugstore, and it's a great protein treatment. But these two are more focused on moisture. So if your hair is really dry or damaged and you just want to add that moisture in there, maybe you don't want to take the time to do a oil treatment, you can also use these in place of conditioner. I've totally done that when I'm in a rush. I'll just shampoo like normal and then use the mask, leave it in my hair for a few minutes, and just rinse it out like I would a conditioner. So my two favorites, these are both a little bit pricey, but I think they're worth it. The texture and the way that they perform, in my opinion, doesn't compare to the drugstore like moisture masks that I've tried so far personally. I'm sure you can find great ones at the drugstore. I don't think you have to spend the money, but these are my personal favorites. So first, I've talked a lot about this one, the Briogeo Be Gentle, Be Kind Avocado and Kiwi Mega Moisture Superfood Mask. This smells incredible, like candy, and it is the perfect texture. It's so lovely to use, and I think I might actually prefer this one slightly more than the other one, but I do really, really like this other one as well. This is the Coco&eve Sweet Repair, and this one comes in this super cute pink packaging. I'm obsessed with this, and it has a lot more of a lighter scent to it. It's not as strong as the Briogeo. It's very light and you don't really notice too much of anything, but it's just a really nice moisturizing mask. So those are my recommendations for masks. But like I said, just because I said these are my favorites and I haven't found any that compare at the drugstore doesn't mean there aren't really great ones. I've heard a lot of people talk about the Miel Rosemary mask, the Ava NYC therapy mask, I think is what it's called, therapy session. And then what's one other one that gets really hyped? The Shea Moisture Mafura Oil mask. That one is also super popular. So those are like probably the top 3 hyped masks from what I've heard at the drugstore. I'll try to remember to link them down below, but just so you guys know, I haven't tried any of those. And I'll also link all the products that I talked about in this video. And I really hope that it was helpful. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, like I said, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys so much for watching and for your support, and I will see you next time.